Hey everyone, Patrick here from Purposeful Armament. Welcome back to PA Concepts, and today I want to chat a little bit about our Tennessee Brutality match that's coming up here towards the end of the year. So this is going to be, we're going to start doing this more where we kind of sit down and explain what it is that we're doing for Tennessee Brutality, and almost in a way how our event is going to be different and unique from other events. And we're going to have a longer video coming up very shortly where Jacob and I are both sitting down talking more about what the event is supposed to kind of represent. But as we start to approach closer to the actual day of the event, we want to be putting out, more content that's more concrete as to, things that you got to consider. What do you need to bring? All that kind of fun stuff. So what I want to first start out by saying is what is going to be unique about our event compared to other events. So we are trying to model off finished Brutality. And before we even start at all, actually, I do want to say our rules are basically good to go, and they are available on our website right now, purposefularmament.com. You'll be able to find it on the homepage. We have a banner on the homepage. We have a link in the nav bar at the top of the webpage. And we'll put it in the link. We'll put a link below on this video too. So those rules will be everywhere, and you need to make sure that if you want to participate in the event, that you follow those rules and you read those rules and you're familiar with them. We're not going to be liable for you not understanding a rule and then getting DQ'd because of it. We also have other things like contestant information, FAQ, that kind of stuff is also available on our website. So that's going to be the best way to find out information about the event before we make a video. Anyways, with all of that long-windedness out of the way, I want to explain what it is that is going to set our event apart and what is unique to basically every event that I've seen thus far. We are not allowing shooting carts or any of that kind of stuff at our event. It's not a matter of not allowing is a weird word to say. That makes it sound like harsh, but it's really not harsh. What we really wanted to do for our event is essentially require you to carry your loadout in its entirety on your person. This event is sure about shooting skills, but it's also about your physical capabilities and your shooting skills while being physically distressed. We've talked about practical shooting before. We've talked about USPSA. We've talked about shooting competitions that are practical and not practical. We've talked about this a lot, but what it really is boiling down to is we are creating a competition which is, in our opinions, more practical, because in real life you don't get the most pristine grip, you don't get the most pristine shooting position, you don't get to shoot in the most comfortable upright position that you can. You don't get to shoot at just the same size targets. You got to shoot at smaller targets. You got to shoot at larger targets. You got to shoot while moving. You got to do all of this stuff, and you have to do it while also being able to physically maintain your body. So that's what we want to combine. We want to combine both and make sure that you can perform while you're under physical duress. And if you can't, then you can say, okay, well, I kind of sucked at doing that while I was super tired, so maybe I should condition myself physically. And by the way, I'm not like a peak specimen. I'm not trying to say you got to be a bodybuilder, but back to the topic at hand. Yes, we are enforcing you have to carry your kit on your person at all times. So any ammunition that you think that you need to bring for the event, and there will be a range, you have to carry it on your person. It can be loaded in magazines, it can be stored loose in your backpack, it could be an ammo bottle, whatever it is, you have to carry it on your person, and it has to be on your person the entirety of the time, the entire event. So when we start stage one, whatever you're running in stage one, that is what you have to maintain for the rest of the event. Things like water, any other equipment that you might have, generally speaking, you should try and be kind of matching your loadout to what you would actually use in real life, but obviously there's no way to maintain that. So at the very least, water and ammunition are going to be the two things, maybe a snack. About the ammunition, we are going to get a minimum clean run number of rounds that you are going to take as a minimum. You will be allowed to take make-up shots. You might have to shoot at a target multiple times. All of that is going to be up to you. So bring as much ammunition as you think you're going to need, right? If you run out of ammunition, you're not allowed to go back to your truck. You're not allowed to go back to your car without DQing. You can go back to your vehicle, you can get more ammo and continue shooting. You're not gonna get a score, you're not gonna get a place, you won't get a prize, nothing like that. So I think that that's the best way that I can describe it. It's kind of like kit management. That's the mechanic. So anything, like I said, that you might need, including water. I also want to touch on some of the stuff you can't do. Well, you can do, but we would advise not doing it. Dumping out water to cut weight or dumping out ammunition to cut weight, you can do both of those things, but if you run out of water, you're not going to be, well, if you have to go back to your vehicle to get water, barring a safety element, you'll be DQ'd. Same thing with ammunition. So if you're dumping ammunition or you're dumping water to cut back on weight, you can do that, but just be advised that if you have to go get more, that's it. So yeah, I think that's basically it for the kit management. As far as loadouts are concerned, the divisions are pretty open. There's basically, you can kind of do really whatever you want. There is irons, which is only iron sights on both your firearms. There is open, which is just do whatever. As long as it's safe and in working order, you can do it. If you have an M249 saw and you want to bring that and mag dump everything, go ahead, be my guest. But yeah, another thing I want to hit on is what kind of stuff you can also carry with you. You're more than welcome to carry additional uppers for your firearm. Anything that's not labeled as a firearm as per the ATF's definition of whatever it is, right? So I don't want to get too far into the semantics of what it means, what a firearm is, but like for instance, if you're running an AR-15 and you have room in your backpack and you want to put an additional upper in there just in case something breaks, go ahead. We also, during our chats, we talked about like, what if somebody wants to bring like a 300 blackout upper to run like the close range stuff and then like a 20-inch 5.56 for a longer range? By all means, bring it, as long as it's not classified as a firearm. And with that being said, also make sure to bring replacement parts if needed, right? If you think that something's going to break or something has the propensity to break, bring those replacement parts, because if your gun goes down and it's deemed unsafe, you're not going to be allowed to continue participating, obviously. But I want to hit on that real quick too. If your gun goes down during a stage, we will determine, the RSOs will determine if it's safe enough to continue shooting the stage or not. If it's some kind of catastrophic malfunction, then obviously no. And if you have the parts to fix it, you can take a penalty on the rest of the stage and then go back and fix it. Likewise, if you have to go back to your vehicle to get out of the car, you get DQ'd, but hey, you can still come and shoot, right? So that's kind of an interesting thing too. We're not taking DQs super seriously. Safety concern will be taken seriously. If you're causing a safety concern and you get DQ'd, you can't shoot. But if you just get DQ'd because you ran out of ammo and you want to go back and get more, or your gun broke and you want to go back and get a new one, by all means, you can come back, continue shooting. You're just not competing. I think that that's basically it. Replacement parts carrying in your kit is a good idea. Having an extra bolt carrier group if you want, an additional upper. I know that limits, AK guys, but hey, that's the nature of the beast. So those are some things to consider as well. And on that note of repairing firearms and like your in-between time between stages, we're not really gonna we'll have designated areas for loading ammunition, but you're allowed to load ammunition while you're waiting to compete on the stage. So if you shot your stage and you only have 2 magazines full left, while you're moving to another bay, another shooting bay, another stage, another whatever, feel free to load those magazines. You can also do that in mid stage while you're being timed. If you want to just destroy your time, you can do that. So we're really trying to make it trying to immerse you in breaking down these engagements treating these stages as engagements and then topping off your gear and equipment between the engagements. And I think that that's what's going to set us apart and make our events kind of unique, because it's typically you shoot a stage and then you go and reload, and then you shoot a stage and then you go and reload. And we're doing the same kind of thing. It's just that you're not going to go back to a nice shaded area with picnic, benches and sit down and put all your rounds in. Now you're going to be out in the field. You're going to have to sit on the ground. You're going to have to load magazines from loose ammunition out of your backpack or your kit or gear or whatever. And I think that that's going to be a really fun element to it. So like I said, we're going to have more and more and more content coming out about this. If you're at all interested, go and check out our website. Please look at it. We don't have anything set up in terms of registration yet, but at least familiarize yourself with the rules, and feel free to give us any feedback that you guys can possibly think of. Send emails to support@purposefularmament.com or info@purposefularmament.com, either one of those, or comment on this video, comment on IG, send us a DM, whatever it takes, right? If you have feedback that you want to give, by all means, we're 100% open to it. So I hope that you guys are excited. I hope that you guys are looking forward to it, and I will see you in the next video. Remember, stay armed.